Oh man. Oh man. So I got bored while putting my preschoolers to bed, and I ended up rewatching a bunch of GT350 review videos. I've just been obsessed with them for a year. Not really a muscle car person, so it's kind of a new arena for me. I've always been a Japanese car, driving into the ground 20 years kind of person for the first 15 years. And this is just totally new territory. I got interested in the Mustangs with this redesign in 2015, and I did have a BMW for a little bit. And, it was cool. I was just always nervous with how fragile it was for how much it cost. But anyway, I watched all these videos. It got me all pumped up again, especially there was a couple people who said, you won't really notice what the point of this car is unless you really push it a few times. And I've been pretty scared. I was still kind of scared of, I had a GT with a performance, the performance package, and I added a performance pack 2, which bumped it up 10% horsepower, I figure. But I was still scared of that thing even 9 months later. So anyway, I haven't tried to push these too hard, but when I saw some of those videos tonight that said you're not going to really understand what the car is about until you start pushing it, well, I didn't want to push it around corners and stuff like that because it's just not safe. But I haven't said in the first week of owning it that I've really opened it up, and I kind of did that a few times tonight, and unfreaking believable, man. We had a 335i BMW, which was, pretty sweet performance-wise. Like I said, I was always scared of the turbos blowing, but especially when you get class action lawsuit notifications for turbos blowing, and my boss has some Beamers, and they constantly have problems. And anyway, so I've been in some of those kind of cars. A couple of people at work, they drive pretty fancy cars, so it's not like I haven't seen hard pulls, but there's nothing like this, man. This is like getting in the cage with a tiger. And unless you're getting in its power band, which is really 3,500 RPM on, and if you're not hitting, and unless you're really getting on it hard, which I hadn't really done till tonight. I pushed it kind of hard and was like, ooh, but tonight was the first time I kind of drove it like I saw it a few times in the video, and oh my God. I even said in this last video I did, it's like, I just got this giant smile going down the hill from my house, and I wasn't really in a smiley mood today, and just this, oh man, like a mentally empty smile. I wasn't thinking about smile. It was like a reptilian mental system, like just beaming from the, the raw sensory input of it. And it's the exhaust mated with, the torque curve, which has if you punch it hard, the torque comes on really hard at 3,500. And that's another thing I noticed tonight. I kind of always noticed the power band took a real big bump up. I was more noticing at 5,000 RPM before, but if you really step on it, the kick at 3,000, it hits hard. And wow. I'm probably going to need to go to driving school or something before I ever really push this thing that hard. And then, of course, it's not necessarily safe in public per se, but love this car. My God, this is just something else entirely. And I doubt I'll be some big channel or something, but I do want to make a couple more of these videos for anyone who's obsessed with watching about this car like I am. Not really a Ford person, not really a Mustang person per se, but I couldn't really figure out any other vehicle where you can get this much performance for this kind of price range, including the GT for that matter. And a big part of that is I think it's pretty inevitable that loud V8s are going away. Next 10 years, 20 years, they're already definitely getting phased out in trucks and whatnot. So yeah, that's part of my decision too. One life to live. Since I'd never done this before, thought I'd get into it, and man, I love how this thing looks. I love how mean it is. I love Avalanche gray. I love this badging. I actually kind of hated the GT badging. The exhaust is just gnarly. I love the rims. The tires are ridiculous. 295s up front. That's what, shoot. My GT with the performance package had 275s in the rear. I got 295s up front and 305s in the rear. I drove my brother-in-law's 2013 or 14, I think it was an S63 AMG. Anyway, it's got a V8 and it was pretty nice, but he showed the tires and he said, he actually didn't know what they were, so I went and checked the wheel well, and sorry, that little label inside the driver's door, and it said 255s in the rear, and I think it was like 235s up front or something like that, or maybe it was 255s all around, but just having like been hearing that is like, I kind of just bit my lip and was like, 255s, and then I kind of looked the power curve, or the power figures for that car, and I actually kind of did hit me, and he was even talking about supercharging in it. And it just kind of hit me with the amount of power you would get from supercharging. Like, you got no shoes to put it down. Naturally aspirated 295s, 305s, just giant. Sure. Well, I cut off there on accident, doing the phone video thing. But what I was doing was I was getting super pumped. Like I said, at like a subconscious reptilian level about just how ridiculous this car is. And I guess what makes me so happy about it, it's not a Ferrari, it's not a Lamborghini, I'm not even going to compare it to those. I've never driven one of those, but I'm just so happy the price point this thing's at, and it is, a normal everyday brand. That kind of, I haven't been a big fan of American cars, so this is a big change in character for me, but I mean, Ford just crushed this product. They just crushed it. If the engine blows up or gets oil leaks or something, I'm sure I'll be pissed off. But just from a functional standpoint, like performance standpoint, unfreaking believable.